in Atlanta. Just took the lean in the family. Credit cards and the scammers. Getting the licks in the band. Legacies.
What is up, everybody? Happy Sunday evening, Sunday night, whatever you want to call it. I hope everybody's had themselves a great weekend. As always, thank you for being here with me tonight on the So Fucking Great Variety Show with Mad Max. And I'm Mad Max. I love it. I got a new mic. I'm trying it out right now. You guys let me know how it, if you can hear me all right, if it's going, if it sounds good, etc. And this way, I don't have a problem with the boom mic. But over here, this one's out of my way. If I wanted to, I can move it around, etc., etc. So it works well for me. And as long as I sound all right to you, that's all we need. And let me get in here, do a couple things. You know how it is. We'll play the Mad Max song after just a minute here, probably, maybe two, after we go ahead and give our plugs to grassrootskc.com. Grassrootskc.com. Give yourself a little bit of help in these trying times of economic struggle and save yourself 10% by using code MAX10 at checkout, and that is good forever on any amount, and we ship all over the universe. And there's some comments up, not trying to promote anything. Well, hey, whatever works. Few months odd, I don't know what that is, but thank you, I appreciate it. It sounds like a strategy. There you go. Keep on hustling. You are interested, I will figure out how to message on Discord. I appreciate all the comments. Keep them coming. The more feedback, the better. You know what I'm saying? But that's my opinion. But yeah, let me know in the chat how the microphone sounds. And if it sounds all right, then awesome. Awesome. And if it doesn't, let me know. And I'll figure out something. Like, I think it sounds pretty good, whether I put I don't have a filter on it, but I've got the screen on it right now. So, I don't know. I think it's a little more convenient. It's a whole lot less invasive, so I like it. And I got it a great deal. And like I said, it's not against the boom, but we'll see how it sounds. Get a little bit of feedback from you cats and catettes, guys and gals. It's pandemonium, I say. Yeah, see? Let me get in here, guys, and move some things around. Let's put that one up like that there. Oh, yeah, I know. I am in Kansas City, but I'm also a Raiders fan and a Chiefs fan. It's a real thing. It's true. It happens. It's normal. So don't hate. Don't hate. It's all good, baby. Get my drink out. All right, let me get in here and check this out here. We got some things to go over, and I can throw up. We'll look at a couple videos, etc. And I will also just throw up breaking news as far as the summit goes in Alaska between Putin and Trump. I've said this already, I don't know how many times to how many different people, but I'll reiterate it again. You're not going to change how Putin or Russia thinks. It's not because he's a villain or he's a bad guy. It's a Russian thing. It's not personal. It's just the way that these, Ruskies are. It's just the way that we operate. I don't know how else to explain it or say it other than the fact that it's, listen, Russia's not going to give up any land. Don't even think about it. It's not going to happen. And if Putin wants to choke, or if Trump wants to try to choke hold him and put them in a position to where they're isolated, it's not like it's nothing that they haven't already experienced and aren't used to. So it's okay. Russia understands any and all consequences involved. But there again, you got Zelensky, who's going to talk to Trump tomorrow, coming out here again, probably on, U.S. taxpayer dollars, because we need that so much. We got nothing else here. We got enough going on, and I'll get to that here in a second. But you got Zelensky coming over here. He's not even at the summit because it's not his country anymore. He done fucked it up between that and the Biden administration and everybody else. Instead of, like I said, if you got that big a problem with Russia, A, stop trying to come closer to them, and B, if you want to, just, attack them, go to war with them, see how that works out. Stop involving us. And, the thing is that Trump has his idea, he wants to go from ceasefire straight to peace talks, but like I said, Russia's not going to give up anything that they've gained. Not going to happen. And as far as Trump, he wants to be a peacemaker. He wants to win a Nobel Prize, etc. I get it, but like I said, Ukraine is the most corrupt country, the poorest country in all of Eastern Europe. This has been that way for a long time. So right now, it's just a matter of how they want to split things up, and I think that they're going to figure it out and make it happen. I have no doubt about this. And I got, my dad, he doesn't like Putin. He doesn't like him at all. He probably dislikes him more than most people do. Me, I don't have a problem with Putin, simply because I understand the position that he is in to a point, but I'm not a world leader of a major superpower. You got the United States, you got Russia, you got China, and then, you got other countries out there. But as far as superpower goes, I would put Russia back in that superpower status category pretty quick. And there's other badass countries out there. Israel's one. Trump takes care of Israel to make sure everything's good there. So can't hate on the man for doing what he's doing. But as far as Russia and any kind of concession goes in regards to giving up land or giving back land, no. Why are they going to give up something that was already theirs to begin with? I'm just telling you how they look at it. Just don't get mad at me. And I'll share the screen here and get to the latest news, and I'm sure that we'll be able to find it, because that's what we'll do. And that's what we do, because we're smart people. And I'll make myself little, and I'll just go here to dun 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 to news. And what is this? Let's go here. High stakes meeting. Here we go, from ABC.
Another high stakes meeting on the war in Ukraine. European and NATO leaders are now set to join President Zelensky for a face-to-face meeting with President Trump at the White House tomorrow. The Trump administration now saying both sides need to make concessions to end the war in Ukraine. All this just days after that historic meeting in Alaska between the U.S. and Russia led to no agreement and produced even more questions than answers. Russia continuing its attacks on Ukraine, launching dozens of drones into the region this weekend. ABC's Ian Panel has been covering this conflict for nearly 4 years, and he leads us off tonight from Ukraine.
Tonight, in a show of force, European and NATO leaders announcing that they'll be by Ukrainian President Zelensky's side at tomorrow's meeting with President Trump.
Our position is clear. International borders cannot be changed by force. These are decisions to be made by Ukraine and Ukraine alone.
On the heels of the summit between Trump and Putin, where no clear agreement was reached, President Zelensky today doubling down on his demands for a ceasefire.
So it's necessary to cease fire and work quickly on a final deal. We'll talk about it in Washington. Putin does not want to stop the killing, but he must do it.
Despite talking peace, no signs Russia is slowing down its assault on Ukraine. More Russian attacks tonight. And overnight, Ukraine's air defense intercepting a barrage of Russian missiles and drones across eastern Ukraine. Zelensky rejecting Russian demands, he gives up even more land.
The constitution of Ukraine makes it impossible to give up territory or trade land.
Russia occupies 20% of Ukraine's territory. Sources telling ABC News during the summit, Putin demanded Ukraine give up the Donetsk region in exchange for halting offensives elsewhere and further attacks. Today, Zelensky said those discussions can only happen with Ukraine at the table.
So far, Russia gives no sign that trilateral will happen, and if Russia refuses, then new sanctions must follow.
Ahead of tomorrow's meeting, Trump writing on social media, big progress on Russia, stay tuned. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, who was in the talks, saying the United States got Russia to agree that if Ukraine is attacked again, the US could defend it.
We were able to win the following concession, that the United States could offer Article 5-like protection, which is one of the real reasons why Ukraine wants to be in NATO.
But Secretary of State Marco Rubio telling ABC News that a peace agreement is still far off.
You can't have a peace agreement unless both sides make concessions. If not, it's just called surrender, and neither side is going to surrender. So both sides are going to have to make concessions.
Rachel, tomorrow's meeting is critical for Ukraine. European leaders rallying to protect Ukraine's Zelensky and have to persuade President Trump to toughen his position on Russia. Rachel?
All right, Ian, thank you.
Yeah, Ian, thanks a lot there. Real important stuff. Yeah, whatever else. You know, and as far as this red carpet treatment for Putin, like I said, you got a superpower, you got a world leader. You think that if Trump was going to Russia, that they wouldn't roll out the red carpet for him and treat him great? You don't think that that would happen? No. Don't be stupid. Just stop. You sound stupid when you say shit like that. The other thing about I don't remember what channel. I might have been Anarchist, the Internet Anarchist, I think. Something like that. And he was saying something about Trump in relation to Epstein. But listen, you're just fanning the flames here, fueling the fire of bullshit. There's nothing there between Trump and Epstein that we don't already know. He's not guilty of anything. As far as there being a list, I absolutely believe there's a list. Yeah, but the reason it's not out isn't because Trump doesn't want it out. He's just not blowing smoke up everybody's ass. It's because people that are on there, it's not him. There's other cats on there that are still alive that don't want to be named right now. After they're dead and gone, I can give a fuck less. But I'm telling you, it's not. Epstein news. Look at this. How many minutes is it? Direction emergency pause. We can look at that one. 47 minutes. Epstein. 5 hours ago.
Joining us now is Democratic Congressman Glenn Ivey from Maryland. Congressman, good to see you. Let's just start with the facts here. Homicide rates have been declining since the 1990s. Overall violent crime just hit a 30-year low this year. And homelessness in D.C., which the president has also pointed to as justification for these actions, homelessness is actually lower right now than at any point during Trump's first term in office. Given that background, what questions do you have about this federal takeover?
Well, question number one would be why now? I mean, I think crime's lower now than it was at the tail end of his administration. And when I was a prosecutor in Washington, D.C., when we had 450 to 500 homicides per year, that was during the Bush administration, Bush 1. They didn't take these kinds of steps. So you do wonder, is this aimed at a distraction for the Epstein files kind of issue, or, why he's doing it, I'm not sure. But I am concerned, though, because I think from a public safety standpoint, this is a move that actually would undermine it. Soldiers aren't trained to do things like collect evidence. They don't know about the chain of custody. They don't know how to Mirandize people or when they're supposed to do it. So you could actually have serious violent crimes get thrown out.
Shit, you want to know how to Mirandize people? Why don't you say so, player? You know I got the Miranda rights ready to go for you anytime you want.
You got the right to remain silent, so shut the fuck up, okay? You got the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, we will provide you with the dumbest fucking lawyer on earth. If you get Johnny Cochran, I'll kill you.
And something I'd like to add in regards to what he had to say about Epstein. It's not a deflection by any means when it comes to Epstein. It's got everything to do with the fact that Alan Dershowitz, Epstein's former attorney himself, said, look, he had nothing to do with it. The video, photos, etc. that you see with Trump and Epstein and girls dancing, they're not girls. These are grown women. All right. Trump's not into little kids. He's not looking for braces and freckles. You understand what I'm saying? Over here, and I forgot what cat it. I'm pretty sure, no, I don't have an issue with internet anarchist, whatever he is. I don't care how many subscribers he got, nothing like that. But when you go around, you're talking that kind of shit about the president, and I don't even know if you're in the United States or not. And if you're not in the United States, then shut the fuck up. From wherever country you are with that British accent, sounds like you might be from the UK. You got your own problems over there. You worry about what you got. Don't worry about what we got. We'll take care of ourselves. But don't try to sit here and throw a bunch of bullshit on top of more bullshit after there's nothing there. It's just like the fucking bullshit Mueller investigation. It's just, there's nothing there. Why make something out of nothing? Mountain to, molehill to mountain. Just stop. It's nonsense. Anyway, like I said, I don't know the cat, but there's nothing there. Nothing there. He's denounced him so many times for so long, years ago. So cut that shit out. You know what I'm saying, homie?
I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers of all time. One of the best singers, one of the best looking motherfuckers you've ever seen. Hold my drink, bitch.
And Israel got an update from Trump.
You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
All right, so nothing new over there. Let's get back to the rest of this, and I'll just take it back about right there. Here we go.
They don't know how to Mirandize people or when they're supposed to do it. So you could actually have serious violent crimes get thrown out of court if people's constitutional rights are violated. I'm also worried about excessive force. I mean, these DC police officers are trained on the force continuum. They have options other than guns, like, say, tasers that they can use when you can use something less than deadly force to take care of a situation. I don't know that these National Guard soldiers are going to have either the training or the tools to do those kinds of things. So you could actually be making matters worse. And then just one final point. If you're really worried about crime in DC, release the $1 billion that's being withheld from the city that they want to use for teachers and cops so they can put more of them on the street.
We keep asking who's in charge of what, and we do know there was some chaos initially when some of the FBI agents were sent out to patrol over the weekend. We were told Mayor Bowser said she wasn't even keyed into some of these plans ahead of time. She called the president's move unsettling, unprecedented. She also had this to say. Let's watch.
The fact that we have more law enforcement and presence in neighborhoods, that could not, that may be positive. I know it's frustrating sometimes to hear if I say our crime numbers have gone down, yet you've been a victim of crime. It doesn't matter to you if crime has gone down, if you were a victim or you know someone who is a victim.
Right.
Do you agree that there could be some positives that come of this?
I think it depends on how you do it. So when I was state's attorney in Prince George's County, which is the neighboring jurisdiction, I frequently tried to work with federal agencies, especially the FBI, but I tried to play to their strengths. They're not street patrol officers. They're investigators that help with major crimes because they have a great skill set for that. And more can be better when you have more of those kinds of people, agents with those kinds of backgrounds. So I think potentially it could be good. But, you know, the other part of it too is I think there are ways that crime has been reduced. Take, for example, in Baltimore, it's dropped, I think it's like 65% in the last year or two. Boston only had 24 homicides. One of the things that helped with that was the Office of Gun Violence Reduction that the Biden administration put in place. The first thing Trump did was shut that thing down. And he also has cut funding for grants programs that help with violence reduction. Because yes, cops are a great way to go, but intervention and prevention programs can be very effective too, especially when you coordinate them with enforcement efforts. But he's not doing that. He's pulling out the, he's doing the dictator playbook again, just like he did in LA. He's really not trying to reduce crime. This is about another strategy.
Most people can agree with the goal to reduce crime, but a lot of critics are taking issue, and I am hearing it from you, taking issue with how the administration is going about this. Also, there's the president's rhetoric. He called this Liberation Day in D.C. He said, we are taking our capital back. What do you make of this kind of messaging? The commander-in-chief hyping the National Guard as an occupying force coming to liberate an American city.
Well, I mean, it's another, example of Donald Trump, doing the overhype and I think scaring people in other places in the country and maybe in the district as well. But, Liberation Day weren't the tariffs Liberation Day too? And we've seen how great that's been working. Let's stop playing games with crime. This is life and death. If you want to roll out federal assistance to help with law enforcement in the district, do it in a coordinated way, like work with the police chief, for example. Put the people out there who actually know what they're doing, like not soldiers who don't have training with chain of custody, for example, or force continuum. Put people out there who know what they're doing and can work with the local police, because we do it all the time. There are teams of, whether it's Secret Service, Marshals, FBI, they do coordinated work with the MPD all the time. Do it now, ramp it up if you want, but this is a show that has nothing to do with that. This is about flexing the muscles, being macho, and rolling out more of the dictator playbook pages.
Quickly, if you will, we heard from the D.C. Attorney General called the administration actions unprecedented, unnecessary, unlawful. He says his office is considering all options. Given your background as a former state and a former federal prosecutor, do you see a legal path to block the president's actions and efforts?
I think so. I mean, for example, just one quick one. This isn't an emergency. So what he did under the Home Rule Act, there's supposed to be an emergency situation. Clearly, this isn't that. So I'm hoping that the D.C. Attorney General will be open to all possibilities. The trick here, though, is it's only 30 days, right? And then after that, he has to get an extension from Congress. So it may expire fast enough that there isn't sufficient time to litigate it out. But I do hope that we will challenge this in court, because I think it's illegal.
Congressman Glenn Ivey, thanks for taking the time. We appreciate the conversation.
Yeah. Great job, Cap. What else we got here? What do we got here? Let's go back over here. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, everybody over here tripping. All right. Skip ceasefire straight to peace negotiation. Okay. Right. Okay. Sure. Pie in the sky ideas, baby. I'm glad that we got optimists out there. Realists, not exactly, but I'm glad that everyone is optimistic. And back to DC from Alaska. summit went good. You guys are able to get together and make something happen. And Putin doubles down on Trump's claim the war would not have started if Trump were president.
I expect that today's agreements will be the starting point, not only for the solution of the Ukrainian issue, but also will help us bring back business-like and pragmatic relations between Russia and the US. And in the end, I would like to add one more thing. I'd like to remind you that in 2022, during the last contact with the previous administration, I tried to convince my previous American colleague that the situation should not be brought to the point of no return when it would come to hostilities. And I said it quite directly back then that it's a big mistake. Today, when President Trump saying that if he was the president back then, there will be no war. And I'm quite sure that it would indeed be so. I can confirm that.
I don't doubt it. No, I really don't. Let's see what we got. Sports-wise, what we got going on? No, I said sports, not golf. UFC, great. Yeah. Preseason. Yeah. Nothing. There's a game on right now, but yeah. Let's see what the score is. Excuse me. The Jaguars and the Saints ended up tied earlier, and let's see. Looks like 38-0. Bears beat the Bills. Tomorrow we got Commanders, Bengals in DC. Yeah. The rest of the weekend, as far as this third week of the preseason goes, the Titans edged out the Falcons 23-20. The Chiefs lost to the Seahawks 33-16. Packers beat the Colts 23-19. Patriots and Vikings. Patriots win 20-12. Dolphins beat the Lions 24-17. Browns over the Eagles 22-13. Texans over the Panthers 20-3. Last night's game, the Niners beat the Raiders 22-19. 4 seconds left, and they made the field goal. Jake Moody kicks it true. Game winner. Chargers and Rams. Rams get the better of the Chargers by 1 point, 23-22. The Buccaneers beat the Steelers in Heinz Field 17-14. Giants beat the Jets in the Battle of New York 31-12. Ravens beat the Cowboys, big surprise, 31-13. And Cardinals, Broncos spanking that ass. Now, I'm not a Broncos guy. I'm telling you, AFC West is tough, baby. But 27-7 was the score of that. Like I said, Saints, Jaguars ended up in a tie, 17-all. Bills scored nothing. Bears 38. And tomorrow night we got the Bengals going to DC to face the Redskins or the Commodores, whatever you want to call them. That's that. Entertainment news. Let's see what we got. Anything good? Terrence Stamp, actor from Superman, dead at 87. May you rest in peace, General Zod. Yeah. Business. Inflation's high. The price of oil should be low because there is a surplus of it. However, supply and demand does not seem to be working the way it should because the price should be going down, not staying the same or going up. Just saying. What else? Air Canada workers defy return to work orders. Yeah. All right. Well, what's going on with Air Canada?
Air Canada has suspended its plan to resume limited flights today. This comes after the flight attendants union defied an order issued from the Canadian government to stop the strike and get back to work. More than 10,000 of them walked off their jobs early Saturday over pay and scheduling disputes, forcing the airline to cancel all of its flights, stranding an estimated 100,000 travelers. Air Canada says it expects to restart flight operations Monday evening.
And now that we know that, I think that we're all better people for it. Yeah, so I got that going on. PAL and Fed under pressure at Jackson Hole. Business look ahead. All eyes on Jackson Hole. Okay. What else? Let's go to tech news. Dun, 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 dun. Folding phones are having a moment. Not for 10 minutes, they're not. O2 detection returns. Apple brings back once banned watch feature. Oh, well, I don't wear Apple shit, so all you Apple guys and gals out there, you got that to look forward to. And let's see if there's any useful tech news. Apple's AI push robots. Life like Siri.
Walk us through your exclusive. What did you learn about what Apple is up to when it comes to AI, Mark?
So the conventional wisdom is that Apple is lagging right now. It has no future. The product pipeline is, very limited. They're struggling in AI. The world is ending, and Tim Cook should be fired as CEO. I think I came on here a few weeks ago to tell you that there's no way Tim Cook is going anywhere. And it is true that they are struggling terribly in AI. But at the end of the day, Apple is a hardware company. And they have been planning this big new hardware pipeline. At the center of it is robotics, a push into smart home and home security, multiple new versions of Siri, and a slew of other devices from smart glasses to headsets to foldables. The centerpiece of the renewed AI hardware strategy is a tabletop robot. That's coming in 2027, sometime around then. This is a device that would sit on your desk, sit in your kitchen, sit in your living room. It would have an iPad-like display with sensors and a robotic arm. And the arm would be able to push the display around the room to follow people, to look at you, to summon you or be summoned by you, help you get work done throughout the day. The idea is to bring artificial intelligence to life in a way that hardware companies have not done so before, blending the AI with hardware manipulation and robotics. The company is also working on a HomePod with a screen for next year. This is a variation of that robotic device. This would not have the robotic arm, but would have a similar display and functionality. There's also several new versions of Siri in the works. There's a redesigned Siri visually for the iPhone, the iPad, and the Mac. There's new underpinnings to that Siri. We've talked about that. Apple has signaled that. There's a revamped Siri coming in the spring. There's also a new visual version of Siri for home devices. It uses something similar to Microsoft Clippy from 20, 30 years ago, if you remember that virtual assistant. Yep. And then you also, I know there's a lot, have a push into home security with a new home security camera system, taps into a home doorbell as well. This would compete with Ring and Nest and ADT and other companies, and also serve as the sensors at the center of a home automation strategy.
So Mark, you gave us a lot to think about. We have a couple minutes left with you. We don't have a crystal ball, but we have Mark Gurman, which is the next best thing. If there is sort of a single device in here that's iPhone-like in the sense of it being the center of the universe for Apple, does one of them stick out to you as that?
I don't think the iPhone in the next 5 to 10 years is going to go away as the center of the universe. What I do think is going to happen is the next generation of ecosystems, instead of being built around the phone and the cloud, it's going to be built around AI. So all the devices, right, including the phone, are going to get demoted a bit. And AI is going to become the center of the universe. And so you're going to have your phone, your home devices, your earbuds, your glasses, your watch, your computer, et cetera. And those are all going to be built around AI as the center, moving away from the phone and the cloud as the center.
So the prototype's all ready to go. They're getting up the assembly lines and they're going to hit the stores, right? They're all ready to go, or not yet?
In terms of these devices, everything that I'm talking about today, those are mostly forward-looking. We're talking about things coming out 26, 27. There's a mention in the story of a robotic arm for retail stores and manufacturing. That's probably 5 to 7 years away. So we're talking 2030s there. I mentioned the foldable iPad Mac device. That's going to be at the end of this decade. The foldable iPhone is going to be at the end of next year. This year in September, a little less than a month from now, Apple's going to introduce its first redesigned iPhone in several years. This is the iPhone 17 line, also the slimmed down iPhone, new AirPods, a new Apple Watch Ultra with a slightly larger display and satellite connectivity for hikers. So in the near term, some good stuff. In the long term, some much cooler stuff.
You know, the hardware that you've highlighted is nothing without the software, Mark, and you've documented the struggles that Apple has had when it comes to its own work with AI software, talking about potential acquisitions. Can Apple pull off this hardware with the way the software is now?
Yes. So as I mentioned in the story, they're looking at 2 directions for revamping the underpinnings of Siri. One is called Linwood and one is called Glenwood. Linwood is using upgraded versions of the company's own internal foundation models. That's the team that Meta has been poaching a bunch of people from, including the head of the team. We talked about this a few weeks ago. Glenwood is using a third-party provider to rebuild Siri. So building Siri around models from a third party. And obviously third parties like Anthropic, like OpenAI, like Google, they've proven how their models, they work extraordinarily well. And so Apple's backup plan essentially is to go external till they're able to get their internal models up to snuff. And honestly, that makes a lot of sense.
Interesting. Yeah, if you want to come on here, the Universe Galaxy, you can come on, just hit that link I just put there in the chat, and you can explain why Michael Jordan fans are the worst fans of all time. So I apologize if I just got to you late, but yeah, just hit that link I put in the comments, and I'll make sure that I keep an eye out here for you and can get you on. Not a problem. I'd be happy to hear what you have to say. In the meantime, let me go over here for just a second. Dun, 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 dun. World news. I feel like we've already done well. What's going on? Canada thing. Zelensky, yada, yada, yada. Epstein. Deal to rescue hostages by Hamas. You know, just get in there and just grab them. Just do it. National Brooklyn club shooting. I have to look at that here in a second. Well, if you're gonna get here on the show, brother, come on in. Let's chop it up. Unless it's not letting you on, I just added myself off of there, so let me know if it gives you any problem. But yeah, you can come on here and talk about some basketball. I don't know what's wrong with Jordan fans, whether they're my generation or younger. Seem to be pretty level-headed individuals that don't have any delusion as far as how great Jordan is versus anybody else. They don't really, I don't care about the GOAT debate. Like I said, I can throw you 10 names out there. You put them in whatever order you want. But when it comes to Jordan, head and shoulders above all the others, without a doubt, all day long. I don't care. It doesn't matter. And there's plenty of players out there that have come and gone, and there's never going to be another Jordan. Never going to be another Jordan. And there's not been anybody like him before or since. So, and that's not to, like I said, I could say the same thing about Wilt. 100%. Never going to be another Wilt. Never going to be another Wilt. There's never going to be another LeBron. Even though he's not my guy. But, you know, his longevity, his athleticism. You know, the thing about Jordan, when you try to compare him to LeBron, aside from the fact that, you know, they play different positions, different size, etc. Jordan had no weaknesses in his game. None. Never had any weaknesses in his game. Ever. So, when you try to parallel him to LeBron, who has several weaknesses, primarily on the defensive side of things, there's a big difference. And then when you look at the hardware that one has compared to the other, yeah, there's a big difference, a huge difference. Huge. Huge. If Jordan wanted to, he probably could have been the all-time scoring champion, but that wasn't what was important to him. The best version of Jordan is Jordan prior to, I'd say, 84 Jordan till 1991, when they finally got past the Pistons, right before they won the first championship. And even I'll go first championship, that was the best Michael. Michael still had the gold chain, rocking the Jordan 1s and shit. You know what I'm saying? Doing the slam dunk contest. That was the best Michael Jordan. That was the best player I've ever seen. When he was over here just working the Celtics and the Pistons, the Cavs, the Pacers, and everybody else, before he made it to the finals, the promised land, it was just playing basketball and getting to the postseason. Second year, like I said, with the broken foot, missing time. It was a short season for him, but no comparison to what Jordan brought and meant to the game compared to what LeBron has done to the game. And I don't mean that in a good way necessarily. Excuse me. Switch this here. Yeah, Mr. Universe Galaxy, if you're still out there, wherever you may be, wherever you are, come on with it. I'm trying to play with all these different layouts here. Get this figured out right now. It's me. Yeah, I should be able to add you back on. But like I said, yeah, you're more than welcome to come on. There's the link. Just hit that link. It'll take you here. And then it'll put you right in this little box that I'm looking at. And I'll be able to add you on. In the meantime, I'll play this little clip here. I haven't heard anybody saying anything about this an hour ago. And you see people running out now. Broken Lounge. You hit, fool? Oh yeah, you hit. Find out what the story is here. Wow, video shows people running out of Brooklyn Lounge following the shooting. What did you expect them to do? Sitting there and chill? Yeah, he dropped right there. Guessing he got hit. Play another clip here in just a sec. See if we can get some more info. In the meantime, seeing if... Damn. 3 people killed, 9 injured, huh?
Investigators say they are still searching for up to 4 possible shooters who left 3 people dead and 9 injured at this Brooklyn lounge called Taste of the City. Authorities say the shooting happened around 3:30 this morning, and they've recovered over 40 bullet casings. According to officials, this could be gang related. New York City Mayor Eric Adams came to the scene today. Here's a bit of what he had to say.
When you have a shooting of this magnitude, it shakes you. And we're going to continue to do our job, and we're asking the residents to assist in any information that they have.
In a social media post, the lounge expressed its condolences. Right now, police say no arrests have been made.
Okay, no arrests have been made.
Investigators.
But we know 3 killed, 9 injured in mass shooting at the bar in Brooklyn. And I know other states are adding and deploying National Guard troops to D.C. Red states deploy National Guard troops to aid Trump's D.C. crime fight. Several states, including West Virginia, South Carolina, Ohio, are assisting in securing D.C., keeping it safe. So, legal strategy or caution, Mayor Cantrell skips Amtrak event day after indictment. Well. New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell indicted on fraud charges. Real nice. Free DC. Just come on. Just relax, folks. You're not being contained. You're not being held. Just chill. Just chill. SpaceX bullshit. They found some tiny shark tooth whale ancestor found in Australia. Tiny shark tooth whale ancestor. Okay. That's great. Returned. Let's see. NASA SpaceX Crew 10 returned to Ellington Field. It's good. I'm sure they're probably happy as hell. Man, crash. Good. Yeah, anytime. You generally, anytime. I apologize if I missed you when I was over there, but you come back on, hop back on. See that link I sent, you'll be able to pop in here. And health news. New guidelines on treating and managing high blood pressure. 3 minutes, huh? We could see what Michael Strahan and I heard about this horned rabbit shit.
Across the border in Colorado, some cottontail rabbits are drawing nationwide attention not for their cute button noses, but for the tentacle-like growths coming out of their heads. Demon rabbits, Franken bunnies, and zombie rabbits are just some of the few names these funky little critters have been coined across social media.
It doesn't look real at all.
It looks like something out of science fiction.
These peculiar cotton-tailed rabbits have been popping up in northern Colorado, and although these rabbits may look intimidating,
they look like zombies and kind of disturbing.
Experts say there's no reason to be spooked. These rabbits are infected with the papillomavirus.
Fortunately, these growths tend to be benign. But still, it's one of those things that It's definitely out of the ordinary.
Darren Vaughn with the New Mexico Game and Fish Department says the growths can impede a rabbit's ability to eat, drink, or even move around. But the virus is not contagious. It's actually transmitted to rabbits from fleas, ticks, or even mosquitoes.
It is not transmissible to people or other animals. However, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't still take caution.
Vaughn says, although there have been no reports of these infected rabbits in New Mexico so far, it's not something they're ruling out just yet.
As far as we know, it hasn't made its way into New Mexico yet. But then again, like I said, it could just be that people haven't seen it yet, that it is in fact here.
New Mexico Game and Fish urges rabbit owners to be vigilant and limit their pets' time outdoors in the summer to avoid insects that may carry the virus.
Probably a good idea. Probably a good idea. Flesh-eating bacteria. Here we go.
Well, a rare bacteria found at a popular beach on Cape Cod has health officials raising awareness. Now, the case dates back to earlier this month at Old Silver Beach in Falmouth. That's where we find our NBC 10's Eli Rosenberg. He's joining us live there tonight with tips from health officials for those looking to beat the heat this weekend. Eli.
Well, Priscilla, let me show you something real quick, because there is no wonder here on why this beach is so popular based on what you see out here. But it's what you don't see in the water that has a lot of people today talking about it, raising concerns ahead of what is the busiest weekend of the year here in Falmouth.
We're going swimming today. It's the beach. It's August. It's Cape Cod. You have to go swimming.
In a spot where people come to get away. Some are staying away from the water because of what may be lurking in it.
Honestly, didn't know about it when we pulled in today.
I kind of wish I knew before we went in the water, but we're also only here for a limited time and we really wanted to swim.
Trying to relax, enjoy my vacation with my family.
Trying?
I'm a little stressed out about this bacteria.
What do people need to know about what's going on here?
It's extremely rare.
I'm stressed out about
is a naturally occurring bacteria that lives in seawater.
Flesh-eating
You
bacteria
want to come on
sounds
the
pretty
panel?
gnarly.
Come on the panel. Talk about
It hasn't happened up here, but occasionally it can get into an infected cut of somebody who's immune compromised, somebody who's had a recent piercing or a tattoo, and it can cause a deep skin infection.
I'm staying in the sand. I know that for sure.
You're not going to go in?
No, I'm not going in today.
The bacteria have been in the water for hundreds of thousands of years, longer than we've been here.
This case dates back to early August. An older man swimming in Old Silver Beach in Falmouth with an exposed wound, according to health officials. And those health officials stressing, as of right now, there are no plans to close the beach, which, as you can see, is extremely popular in these dog days of August.
Vibrio is naturally occurring. It's extremely rare. We've not had to have this before.
When I was in earlier, I didn't know, but now that I've been in, I've read a little bit about it. God bless the Google machine. It seems like I'm going to be okay.
So as you can see right now on a Thursday evening, some people in the water, some people staying on the sand. Meanwhile, no update on how this older gentleman is doing. Health officials citing privacy concerns there, but they stress right now there are no closures. They just want to raise awareness headed into the busy weekend here in Falmouth. Live in Falmouth, Eli Rosenberg, NBC 10 Boston.
Well, thanks, Eli, for letting us know. I hope that I've just helped save many lives, and yeah, you guys are welcome. Yeah, the rabbit thing, we got that. Blood pressure, more blood pressure. Yeah, make sure you check your blood pressure, especially the older you get. I know you think you're young, you're invincible, yada yada yada. I'm telling you, you pay for the things that you do as you get older. The mistakes and the lives we live, they take a toll on us, but we don't see it right away. It's true. Tips to cut back on bullshit that we don't need to eat anyway.
On Monday, the American Heart Association released an advisory emphasizing that most ultra-processed foods are linked to increased risks for heart attack, stroke, type 2 diabetes, obesity, even premature death. They say ultra-processed foods have multiple industrial ingredients that don't resemble their original form. Common examples are soda, chips, baked goods, and processed meats. Health experts say you don't have to give them up altogether, but you should enjoy them in moderation.
A lot of times we use the rule of 80-20. 80% of the time, whole foods, minimally processed, and 20% of the time we can enjoy some of those treats, fun foods, salty foods that we might enjoy, and that's okay because nobody eats perfect.
Junkie emphasizes that even healthy foods like fruits at the supermarket may have undergone some processing. The concern is with foods that are mostly processed.
I believe by mostly processed, they mean like a Butterfinger or a bag of M&Ms, you know, shit like that. But if you eat a fucking cucumber with some fucking, you know, put a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, maybe a little bit of olive oil, you'll be okay. You eat a fucking bucket of fucking kernels, and yeah, you'll be fucked up. What's this? Tech bites on the rise across the country. Fuck you, fucking ticks. Nazi designed, Eric Traub, Plum Island. Yeah, Lyme, Connecticut, Lyme disease. Nope. What's this? Here are MDHA's COVID vaccine recommendations. Hell no. We're not. Vaccine changes, huh? Is it a vaccine if you've got to continue to take it over and over again, like a Nelly song? Over and over again. Man survives. What's this? Fleshy bacteria cases rise in Florida. Fleshy bacteria looks like a alligator. Oh shit. Oh shit. Her leg looks fucked up. Fuck that. Look at my own leg problem. Albuquerque health officials avoid raw shellfish due to increase in Vibrio infections nationwide. Don't eat the clam. Man from Mississippi with New Orleans ties dead from flesh-eating bacteria. What the fuck? That shit sounds terrifying. All of it sounds terrifying. You know what? It's enough scary news. It's enough terrifying shit for the day. Let's get out of that real quick, Mike. We back. One more chance here in case you're on here at the Universe Galaxy. Come on. Otherwise, we're going to land the plane for the night, Sunday night. I wasn't planning on coming on, but the wife, we're actually in Vegas, her and her partner on a buying trip. I got a clothing business. I don't know shit about women's clothes, so what can I say? I don't know. I know that Vegas is a fun place. I've been there many times, especially when I was younger. Right now, I wouldn't enjoy myself. I've never been a big gambler, and I never really gambled when I was there. And drinking wise, I don't drink. I haven't drank in 15, 16 years. Same with cigarettes. I vape. Like I said, I believe in natural, alternative means of pain relief, and yeah, well, I'll just plug it, and you'll find out, unless you haven't been paying attention to that ticker down at the bottom. And I got double cameras, and clearly one's a lot clearer than the other, and yeah, interesting. Gives me an idea about which one that I'm going to go with next time. Right now, let me put them up here. grassrootskc.com. Use code MAX10. Save yourself some green on some green, baby. In these trying economical times, we need all the help that we can get. Let me know how It works for you. Comes with 110% money back guarantee. Nobody's ever asked for a refund. No one's ever had anything to complain about. So you could be the first. Just kidding. I'll give you money out of my own pocket. I promise you. It's that fire, that good. Farm bill friendly since 2018. And yeah, everything is legal as far as anybody needs to know. Aside from that, Raw Sports Radio and Super Dave and the gang, we got something cooking up in the future coming up next, talking college football, all the different divisions, all the rivalries, Big 12, SEC, you name it, we're going to talk about it all. Also, Water God TV, Rock Water God, Hickory TDAU, Hickory the Dun, underwhelming, sorry. We got Million Cub Card Project with Bo. We got Peasy Hoops. We got Victoria at the Rolling Hay Podcast. Nothing but love. We'll take us out of here with a little bit of visual in the Mad Max song. And aside from that, got nothing but love for you. And like I said, interactive show. Always welcome to come on the panel. Sorry about missing you earlier on the Universe Galaxy. But yeah, you want to come on, code is up there. And it's never too late to come on, even now. So everybody's favorite song going to come on now. You guys are the best part of every day that ends in Y, even if that day falls on the weekend. So, like I said, me and the kids for the next couple of days, I'm in charge. Nothing. We got this shit. That's what dads do. It's an adult thing. I thought you knew. Anyway, thank you all once again. If you haven't done so already, hit that like, subscribe, share, notify wherever you may be watching from. I appreciate you all. This is Mad Back with the Sofa King. Great variety show. And this is the Mad Max song taking us out.
On Mad Max TV, we talk about it all, from touchdowns to controversies big and small. Come join our community, we're all are welcome. From sports to the mysterious, there's no boredom. Open your mind, embrace the unknown. On Mad Max TV, we talk about it all, from touchdowns to controversies big and small. Come join our community, we're all are welcome. From sports to the mysterious, there's no boredom. Open your mind, embrace the unknown. Yeah, on Mad Max TV, we talk about it all, from touchdowns to controversies big and small. Come join our community, we're all are welcome. From sports to the mysterious, there's no boredom. Open your mind, embrace the unknown. Yeah. Yeah. On Mad Max TV, we talk about it all, from touchdowns to controversies big and small. Come join our community, we're all are welcome. From sports to the mysterious, there's no boredom. Open your mind, embrace the unknown. Yeah, on Mad Max TV, we talk about it all, from touchdowns to controversies big and small. Come join our community, we're all are welcome. From sports to the mysterious, there's no boredom. Open your mind, embrace the unknown. Yeah. We talk about it all, from touchdowns to controversies big and small. Come join our community, we're all are welcome. From sports to the mysterious, there's no boredom. Open your mind, embrace the unknown.